Hi, my name is John Cooksley, and I live in the town of Hot Springs, Arkansas. And like many towns across the United States, we feel the devastation and economic impact of the coronavirus situation. And today, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how to make it as best as possible for everybody in the town, including the healthcare workers. Something that's not talked about much is the emotional impact of the coronavirus and the change that it's caused in society. No time in history that we're aware of has anything happened like this, where the whole world essentially is in a shutdown mode for the safety of the health of the people. Most people don't react well to change, and this is a massive change. There's emotions like denial, anger, blame, frustration. These are all naturally occurring emotions that you might feel, but the underlying emotion, and those emotions can hide the emotion of fear, which, if I use this acronym, false expectations of anticipated results. So we're expecting something perhaps worse than it is, and it's boiling up inside of us. However, that's important to use for good. If you're afraid enough to stay inside and you prevent other people from getting it, that's a good thing. But fear is not a comfortable emotion. So the way to handle those emotions is, I think back at Fred Rogers, who said, look at the helpers out there in times of trouble. Look at the people that are the helpers. Well, this video is all about empowering you to be one of those helpers. You don't have to be a healthcare worker or be on the front lines. The number one way you can help is calm others that are feeling this fear, anxiety. Make a phone call to them, an email. Let them know if they're upset that it's okay to be upset, but to calm and reassure them that if you take everything one day at a time, we will get through this. It might take a month, it might take 2 months. We don't know. By May, things should really get better, but we can only take it one step at a time. Isolation is frustrating, but please remember that you have the internet. I mean, 30 years ago, they didn't. You can learn all sorts of new things, watch a bunch of TV shows, and communicate like we've never been able to in the world. So although that isolation could be frustrating, I think it's important to note that we have a wonderful tool. In this town, it's Resort Cable and Ritter that have keep the internet pipes up and flowing, and that's important during that time of isolation. I use it to learn something, and most important, take that fear that you might have and put it aside to try to calm other people. You'll feel better about that. They may just need to speak on the phone, and you just need to be a good listener. It may just need that you just need to reach out to some people that you haven't, or if somebody's upset on social media, don't make fun of them. Instead, just validate that it's okay to be a bit afraid. And this is also not the time for political partisanship. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat or what party. We all need to come together as one like we've never done. And we can't do that if we're bickering and fighting about blame and everything. So it's a natural thing to try to bring that up to distract us from the fear. And I'm asking you, as a patriotic duty, let's leave politics totally out of this at this time. Now, if you look at the charts globally, you can see that the United States is behind where the other countries have been. But the other countries can serve as a learning experience for us in the United States to take the precautions as best as possible, stay isolated, and remember there's a good chance that this will spike in the United States, and we do not want to overload the system. You may feel fine now, you may feel fine perfectly throughout this whole thing, but isolation is the key. There will be a rebound, which is the good news. There'll be some pent-up demand for spending, for going out, for vacationing. A whole bunch of tourist-related things are going to just hit high notes in the future again. But we're not there yet, and we don't want to think we're there too early. So as much as possible, please remember to stay isolated, because you will probably or could be saving a life just in the fact of you're isolating yourself from others, and it prevents you from being a carrier. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below on this video. I plan to put out more in the days to come. And remember, this is a unique thing that has never happened in the history of the world. So we need to take it one step at a time and say things are okay today, but at the same time, we look to the future and try to prevent things from getting worse. My name's John Cooksey, and you're watching the Hot Springs Broadcast Network.